Hello everyone, welcome to 𝔾𝕝𝕠𝕨 Shop. So this is a weekly live, and today our theme is Glow Valentine. I have a picture for you, and everything that I use is at www.𝔾𝕝𝕠𝕨.shop. Also, I will share with you the QR code for our WhatsApp group. If you haven't joined yet, you can join this group to get updates every time that I go on live stream, and every time that we have annual sale. I will post the discount code into the group, or every time I go on live, I will go on to the group and alert everyone an hour before. Okay, so let's stop sharing. Are you ready to connect, Dustin? Hi, Abby. Hello.
Join. Yep.
Okay. Accept.
You know what?
Hi, accept. Okay. Hi, everyone. Maybe a little closer. Hi, Tony. Hello. Hi, Royal Nails. Hola, Pecha Ramos. Hi, Radon, Patagon Nails. Hola. Oh, mi lindo. Hola, Memilis. Hi, Peppermint. Hello, Betty Bob. Ciao, Gio, Valerie, yeah, the Italia. Okay, now I'm gonna start. Let me pin my website first. Thank you, everyone.
Is it too difficult to go in and disconnect the
What?
the link thing?
The what thing?
The backup Wi-Fi.
The backup Wi-Fi. Give me just a second. I'm gonna pause. Okay, we're back.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do today. This is one of our Valentine glow technique right here, and yes, I'm using pigment. You can use stained glass gel for this effect, but you can only do one color. I'm gonna do multiple colors, so with that, I have to use Milky, which is like a stained glass gel in a way because it's not solid. Its opacity is about 50-50, so actually it's stronger than stained glass gel. But I use this because it can adhere pigment, so I can apply pigment all over here. Just like a stained glass gel, but I can apply multiple colors. And then just a white line right in the middle, and we're in business. And I want to draw the word love, so I am going to search love for Valentine. Actually, I'm going to search for calligraphy letter. I was doing an Eiffel Tower before. I have 11 different posts already that I haven't do live yet, so I'm very excited for it. Okay, I'm gonna let it run for a little bit, and I'm gonna show you. Okay, so this week I also plan to do like a this is like a lava lamp look, also glow. This is just like a love bandana kind of theme. This is a black unicorn I'm gonna do, and I haven't done this yet, but these are row of red, violet, or blue. I have to gloss this and then add black Play-Doh in there, so they haven't been done yet. And then I want to demonstrate how to do this 3D Cupid right here. And then you can tell this is Rain in Paris. It's my favorite theme of all time. And yes, I done that before. I done that before twice. One 10 years ago, one is 5 years ago. And I'm about to do it again. And one is 1 year ago, actually. I done it 3 times. And I also want to use pink clay dough to demonstrate the Versace Medusa, even though this wing is kind of big on both sides. But this is my first time doing the human face. And I'm actually kind of nervous when I start, but it's actually really easy, you guys. It's just a little time consuming because there's a lot of layers, but it's not difficult. It's just time consuming. It takes me about 30 minutes or 40 minutes for just one face. And I have a strategy for you using sticky. Mm-hmm. You can see. So it's real money. It's so cool. Like I literally take like some money and I put sticky in the back. But this like 2 days, so it's not sticky anymore. But I put sticky in the back, I cured it, and I flip over and I cut whatever I want out and I tape it in the nails. Of course, I have to show you how to seal it and everything, but I'm excited for this. Money love. And of course, you already recognize this theme. I redo it from my rosette. I love the thumb, so I redo the thumb. And then this is cute. Whatever this is, it's like a pink dreams kind of theme, kind of vibe. So I'm excited for all that. Cool. Lower the calligraphy.
Having trouble too.
You having trouble on what?
It needs to go on the.
So that's mean the Wi-Fi is down, but we have a connection on the internet. I'm looking for lettering, calligraphy letters. I hope that I was saving it. Okay.
You might want to pin your website and all that.
I thought I pinned it. Let me pin my website really quick. Okay. And pin. Let me write some letter first. Okay. So love gonna be like this.
Alexa, play lo-fi hip hop.
Okay, maybe just this. And then it's easy. I think. I wonder if this calligraphy on it. It's might. Oh, I might not need the phone. I might use this to open it. Oh, please do, please do. You know what? It's on here. Oh, these are ugly calligraphy, but it's okay. It's not pretty calligraphy. It's ugly calligraphy, but I can borrow the inspiration of that. Okay. So one C, and this going down. Okay, now slanted, and then this. Okay. And then love with the O. That's easy from here. Okay. And then V. And then E. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Love onto the nails. So let's color black first. Gonna use this shadow.
Alexa, up 2.
Hi, JC Nails. Happy Sunday. We are stuck in, it's snowing right now, and it's below like, it's like 10 degrees right now, or worse. I'm just gonna do 2 coats. I'm gonna do 2 thin coats. Usually I do 1 thick coat. I'm gonna do 2 thin coats. And I take off some extra gel so I make it really, really thin.
Better wait for a minute.
It's 10 p.m. It's 10 o'clock or 10 degree. I know it's so
Oh,
cold.
that's warm. No, it's colder than. It's less than 10 here.
It's less than 10 here.
Yeah.
How many degree here?
I think 0 last time
Yeah.
I looked. If not -1.
It's really freezing here. It's snowing right now, and all the snow stick. It's kind of scary because usually it's melt away.
Well, I'm gonna have to be right here to read any of the
Okay.
things. Abby said moderate Tara. Tara is more than moderate.
Oh yeah,
She is a.
I haven't moderate Tara.
Oh, moderate.
Hi Tara.
Thought Abby was.
That's moderators.
Thank you, Abby.
So the reason why I do this first, and sometimes I do this, sometimes I wiggle it like this, and sometimes people wonder why. It's because when I do that, the stroke is very strong, so it's helped me distribute all the gel out easier. It helped me apply gel easier, and now I do the stroke because the stroke are very weak. So it just helped me smooth out the gel. So you can divide the nail coloring process into 2 different parts if you feel like that will help you. You do on this one. So first I go really strong because I need it to adhere on the surface. Because sometimes you stroke and stroke and stroke, but sometimes it take about 3 or 4 times for the surface to be like completely filled with gel, or you have to go slow. That's another thing. If you go slow, then gel will adhere on the surface easier. But I just like to go crazy at first and then just stroke it back like that. See, I always wiggle first, just because I like to apply thin layers. And when you apply thin layer, it's hard to get the gel to stick on the surface because there's not a lot of gel. Like if you take a lot of gel, that's a different story. But I don't take a lot of gel, so I have to do that. And then now I just stroke it back. See how it's nice and smooth and even now. And it's pretty much helpful for mostly beginner because sometimes beginner they doesn't really have a structure to apply gel still. But for pro, you can really do whatever you want. There's so many ways. It's just a lot of people But when I first started, they don't really know what I'm doing. They thought that when I'm doing this, it will help level it out, but it's not. It's just help applying it. Okay. It's 5 degree over on pineapple where pineapple live. It's 5 degree. Gosh, it's still snowing. Summer already. I'm ready for spring.
I know, right?
Sick of this cold weather, especially when they can control the weather now. Why have cold weather?
Well, I'm just gonna give up on this, and we'll just be sad.
Yeah, just read over here. You can sit over here.
I gotta find a high chair.
Oh, high chair.
Right. I'm gonna tower over you.
Oh, that sounds very familiar. Somebody told me that a long time. I'm gonna tower over you. Whatever happened that time? Might be high school. Yeah. Okay, make sure everything's nice and smooth. Over here, another one. Always watch out for your side. Cause working with layer design, you always want to keep an eyes out for your shape. You don't want your shape to be ruined. So always watch out for your side. Wiggle, wiggle. This is the last one.
Hello, Denmark.
Hi, Denmark. Get this. So I'm gonna use pigment base next. I'm done with shadow. Now, you can use art gel. You sure can. Pigment base is more difficult to draw than art gel because pigment base is a gel polish. So it's thinner, so you should have to be careful with your stroke. You know what I mean? Where art gel is thicker, so it's easier to draw. It's stay in shape more, and you can control art gel more. But you see, this layer, I'm gonna go over it with a coat of Milky, and then I'm gonna go over it with some white line. So I want to use something that are thin for that purpose. But you can use art gel, just don't go too thick, because you're gonna still have more layer to go on it. So I'm gonna use pigment base, which is difficult to draw, but it's gonna be thin. And if you want, you can take, before you drawing, you can take like a paper towel with some alcohol. It's 50%, but I prefer 90% alcohol. And what you can do is you can take your nail like this and you can wipe it with alcohol. And what happened is it will be like mattish. It's not completely matte. It's just gonna be like a little easier to draw when there's nothing on here, just like that. A little more dull. And it will be easier on the surface for you to draw because it's dry now. It don't have any inhibition on it, so it's not slippery on you. And for certain occasion, I will apply matte, so it's easy for me to draw. But I'm gonna put layer on, so I don't want a layer of matte. I'm just rather remove the inhibition layer for now. And we found out this week that all about gels. Um, when we remove the inhibition layer, we can apply chrome. Not as good as the gel that meant to apply chrome, but it still can apply chrome because it become like no wipe when you wipe off the inhibition layer right here. It become no wipe, but it's not like super shiny like a no wipe gel top coat. But it's still pretty good. Okay, so now I already wipe it all out, and I'm gonna start drawing. Still have some alcohol here. Let's use. Now, this is when I have to decide 7 or 10 millimeters. And normally I will use 10 if I use art gel. This Pigment Base is very liquidy, so I rather use a shorter brush so I can pick up more gel easier than a longer brush does.
All your colored gels, are they pigment friendly?
Very. All my color gel, you see Pigment Base right here. All my other gel colors and just gel color and then stained glass gel also. But especially gel color, they are very pigment friendly. They're just not white like Pigment Base. Pigment Base are white, so the color show is choose hue and it's super opaque. 100% opaque. Okay, wipe this with some acetone. My brush is acetone proof, so you'll be safe. Now wiggle it in just to saturate your brush with gel, and we're gonna start drawing.
Immediately.
Pick this up. Yes, immediately. I want to aim right in the middle. And let's go for about from 1/3 to 2/3 of the nail. You want pretty decent space on top and in the bottom, because after I draw the letter, I want to paint little hearts to go with the theme. So keep your proportion under control. Don't go over the whole nail. I'm gonna sketch it out first before I go in hardcore. I'm gonna use just a tip of the brush just to sketch this out.
Before you go in hardcore.
Yeah.
Alexa, play lo-fi hip hop from Pandora.
I think we got shut them over in the other one again.
Lo-fi hip hop from Pandora.
Okay, so now I already have this L sketched out. I'm gonna go in hardcore. Make sure my brush are completely free of any gels. Just want it to be super smooth for this gel to run through. And now, you want your surface to be semi-thick, not in consistency, but in space, because you have to put a white line right in the middle of this. So you don't want it to be too thin, because if it's too thin, you're not gonna be able to pull up that glow effect. Need to be taken up for another line to go right in the middle.
Did you tell everyone how you was talking about how you missed everyone?
Yes. I didn't tell them though.
Oh.
I just give them little wings.
A little wink?
Yeah, a little wings. A couple people use this glow effect and they get famous off just one glow effect like this. So take this very seriously. It can change your life. Couple people, they make video of it. They didn't credit me, but it's okay. But they get famous off the glow effect, so you can do it too.
Hey, you don't need credit.
Mm-mm.
Hello, Wanda.
Hi, Wanda. Okay. So now I have the L down. For this, I suggest you cure immediately because it's a polish and I don't just polish. I just art gel, but I don't just polish. So I'm going to mark this first to make sure that everything is aligned. And then I'm going to cure this out immediately. Because if you wait, you see these sharp black space right here, the negative space are really sharp. It's going to start to blend because gel polish is built to be cell level. So you have to know that it's not going to stay sharp like that forever. Especially, I put on a decent amount of gel, not too thick. So right now, it's still able to keep its sharpness. I want you to know that if you use a lot of gel to draw this, it's going to start blending in faster. Because a lot of gel meaning it have to collapse, it have to blend out. That's how polish work. So be careful. Don't use a lot of gel, then it will be able to keep in shape for a little bit. But now I'm going to clear this. That's why I'm going to start sketching it out first, because you can just use the tip of your brush just to sketch this out.
Ashley says, I love how perfect your handwriting is.
Thank
That's the
you.
official Lucille Ball L from the I Love Lucy show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's an L from I Love Lucy?
Uh-huh.
I
Kind
love
of
watching
distinct.
I Love Lucy.
All right.
She is like a ray of light. Okay, see how I sketch it? Now I'm going to go in. Now this, you just take a little practice with line work and you'll be able to do this in no time. Remember that when you have a task like this, just remember you can always break it out like what I did. I sketch it out and then now I fill it out part by part. Most people think that when you draw a letter, you have to actually write from start to finish perfectly like a letter, but you're not writing, you are painting. You just mimicking this. You're not actually writing the letter, you are painting the letter. So remember that. Don't put too much pressure on yourself by having to accomplish it all at the same time. You can always break it apart. Just tackle them step by step.
In our own defense, we were taught that way.
Yeah. Well, people feel pressure because like, oh my God, these letters are so beautiful. There's no way I can do it. But in their mind, they think that they have to like this L. They think that they have to like in one swoop make it perfect. But no, like when I start out, it's pretty ugly. But I just sketch out and then I go over it again and again. Because you're not writing the letter, you are painting it.
Yes, they shipped to India.
Okay.
I just realized Dragonfly must be 100.
Oh.
She's talking about all these shows that we've seen on reruns.
Oh,
I mean, we barely know what reruns are, because
of course not.
we
We're
live in
just 21.
that. We're just 20.
Okay. Now I'm going to kill this.
Hey, yes, I remember the honeymooners.
So now again, I'm going to sketch it out. Remember, just the tip of my brush, barely any gel in it.
That's one of them shows back before they had color.
Yeah, oh, black and white, black and
When
white.
everything was white and white, yeah.
That's something that prevent me from watching old movie is I like colors. I don't like black and white. It have to be really good, like The Wizard of Oz, for me to watch a little bit of black and white.
Yeah, I remember
I
we
just
had
don't
that
like
one
black
kick,
and
though.
white.
We had that kick where we went through.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe's. I did watch black and white.
We have absolutely lost your tie-dye now.
Oh, I remember it in Florida. Okay. Now, already sketch it out. Time to paint it.
Yes, Dragonfly. Just 99. Pleasantville, they said, is a good black and white movie.
Pleasantville, Missouri?
No, just Pleasantville, the movie, I guess.
Oh.
Well, they had to be good back then.
Yeah. They have to because back then there's no CGI. The actor have to like be actually good actor.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays they can just find some hot number in the corner of the street, give them the script, and then CGI all the way in.
Good morning, Danny.
Hi, Danny.
So what time is Linz and Tara and them going on? 8?
Oh, they going on today?
I think
Oh,
so.
nice.
Today's Sunday, right?
Oh, okay, that's nice. Maybe
So
when
this evening, I'm not sure exactly what time, but Tia Nicole, Linz, and
Yes.
who else was it? Tips by Tanya.
Tanya, yes, Tanya.
They're all probably practicing right now.
Yes. Oh, okay.
How would you do this on a nail attached to a hand? You can't turn the nail around like
Oh
that.
yeah, I turn it all the time. And remember, I do this a lot. When I do client hand, when, let's say, when I do this, right? When I have to color this, remember, I have to do this, like that. Do you think I'm going to do that? No. When your hand are either right-handed or left-handed, you have one direction that you're very good at. Like mine is from left to right, from top to bottom. But the other direction, it'd be very awkward. Like my awkward position is from right to left and from bottom to top. I hate it. So what I do is whenever I bump into an awkward position, I just turn the hand up like this and draw. Always. I do it 50% of my client time is me drawing the hand upside down like this. Always. So remember, as a nail tech, if you don't know how to turn the hand upside down, you're beginners. Just remember that you don't have to make your life difficult by bending into an awkward position. Remember that when you turn your hand upside down, from left to right will become from right to left. And from right to left will become from left to right. It's swip swap.
Swip swap?
Yeah.
Swip
So
swap.
remember that. Don't make your life difficult.
Look at your client. Say it's
Yeah.
time to swip
It
swap.
took me about 2 years before I realized that, yes, I'm allowed to turn the hand upside down. Before that, I thought that I'm not allowed to. Oh, yeah, you can do whatever, girls. The table is yours.
Good morning, Iceland.
Hi, Iceland. Okay, now let's kill this. All right. Now I'm going to sketch it out again. Okay, just sketch it out like this. Now you color it in. And when I start from the beginning, let me tell you my journey in drawing. So you see how I do this E, where I do one part of this, and then I do another part of this like this. And then I sort of just meld them in together. This is what I do when I try to make a space thicker, right? But in the beginning, I don't know how to do that. In the beginning, I instinctively want to start from the very end and just like trying to work my way to like this end right here in one swoop. That's just my instinct when I first started, and it's so difficult to do, you guys. And then somehow one day it just hit me that, you know what, I don't have to do all that. I can just break it apart like this.
Break it down.
And they are common sense, but it just took me a while because just because when I'm in school, they don't teach me any of that. So I thought that those are like, I never thought of doing it like that. I never thought out the box like that until one day it just sort of hit me like this. I can just start from here because later on I can just take this and I can blend up. I mean, I'm just start out wherever I'm the most comfortable in.
You make it look kind of too easy.
But it is easy. It is easy if you focus on how I'm doing it. Because you see every one of my stroke, it's literally very easy if you break it apart. But if you don't break it apart, it's gonna be tedious to do. Okay, maybe this E need to go in. That'd be prettier.
Hello, Aruba. That sounds warm, don't it?
It is. It sounds like an island. Is it an island?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Barbados. I know Barbados is an island. I have a student from Barbados once. Here it is. Actually, this one I want to make it thicker just because you gotta remember there's gonna be a line smack right in the middle of this. So any space that are too thin, like the end is okay, but in the middle I want it to be thick.
Actually, we've had quite a few from Barbados.
From Barbados,
Mm-hmm.
that's where Rihanna come from. Is Barbados. Okay, Milky. I'm gonna use milky colors, and remember that my milky color can adhere as pigment, and this is the most important thing ever. So you have to really pay attention to this. My milky color can adhere as pigment. In order to accomplish this, you need to use a milky that can adhere pigment well. And remember that all my gel colors, the level of inhibition that I made for it is dry inhibition. So all of my color can adhere pigment well. Now, if you have a milky color that have a wet inhibition, remember that will make the pigment very, very muddy. And if you have a milky that are no white, well, pigment couldn't stay on the white surface. So remember that. Now, if you don't have milky, I will show you a little tricks. Um, you know that my matted can also adhere pigment too very well. If you cure it for like 10-20 seconds, partially cure, you can put pigment on well. Now, if you full cure it, you can still apply pigment, but it's gonna be like really light because it's already dry too much already. So partially cure my matte. But if you don't have milky, you can take my matte and you can mix in a little bit of like white gel polish, which is not much. You only mix a tiny bit in and they become milky, and you can use that. If you don't have my milky color, you can use my matted to adhere pigment also. But this layer is important because you need this layer to be able to adhere pigment, or else that'll be pointless. So remember that. Watch out for this layer. It's an important layer. Now, milky, distribute it out. I'm gonna give it a little brush just to dust away any dust or lint or anything like that. Okay, I'm gonna draw now. And another important thing is I cannot repeat it enough. You are doing a glow technique. And there is a couple people that fail at the glow technique, but thanks God that they text me. They text me, so I'm aware of why they fail, you gotta know that glow meaning different layers. Like the outer layer is dim, and then there is a bright layer, and there is like a really bright highlight in the middle. You have to make room for all those layers, because if your layer is too close or too small or not enough, you're not gonna have glow effect. So when you apply this milky ink, you want to be able to go out onto the black background. Do you see this? This means that this is my outer layer. You see it's dimmer than the in the middle. You have to do that, because most people I see, they shy on gel, they only do like a little bit like this, like a tiny bit, just like that. That's not enough. And then some people, these white line right here where they paint the white line, they paint it thin. They do it thin, so when they have to do the thin white line in the middle, they cover the background already. It's very similar together, so they glow doesn't look like it's glowing. So you have to remember that this white line have to be thick, so the highlight can be thin right in the middle.
Thick colors and then very thin in the middle. That makes
Yeah,
sense. That
yeah.
makes all the sense in the
Because
world.
you just have to be aware, and this not too thick to a point where you cannot extend this out, because this loop right here, yeah, like take this loop gonna be very small, like the black line gonna be small. So when I put milky in, it's gonna cover everything. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So you just have to be well aware of your spacing, and make sure you have enough spacing for each layer like this. That is how your glow can become glow. Like this loop is really small, so at this point, I have to color on everything. Okay? So be aware, be well aware. Now I'm gonna continue to distribute everything out.
So maybe for people who are just trying to get the technique before they dive into doing like an L or something, maybe
Uh-huh.
just straight stripes or something.
Straight stripe all the way. That's the easiest way for you to practice. You don't have to do like an L like this.
I can see looking at it and seeing the end result, you would feel like you're starting off with a thin white line in the middle.
Yeah, no,
And
you start out very thick. Start out with a thick white line, and then the milky is even thicker because it's out of line.
so when we look at it, what we're thinking is because of the visual, it's going from here out, but technically you're bringing it in.
Right. Like I will put it down on paper so you can further understand it. This is this is a heart, right? This is a heart. So you have to know that when it glow, it have another layer on the outside, like this. It's a bright line, and then there's gonna be another layer on the outside. The color will be slightly dimmer because it's not a highlight. And then there's gonna be another layer that will be a light cascading on the outside. I wish I have color marker so I can demonstrate for you
You
easier.
want me to get your color marker?
If it's convenient and fast. Okay. Now,
What color?
every color you can get.
Got it.
Okay, so on the cloth, so I will give you an example. Um, let's say these are the outer layer, the red. Okay, that on the outside. That is where the milky is at. So the color on the inside is orange. I called it the middle ground, the true colors. Okay. But the true color also need a highlight, which is right in the middle. So you have to know that there's three different layers. One is the outside layer. 2 is a true color, and 3 is a highlight. You have to have room for all of those, because if your orange is too thin, then when you draw the white, it's gonna cover the orange. So now it's white and red. It doesn't look glow. It needs to be white, orange, and red. And this is just an example. It's not white, orange, and red. If I do orange, it's gonna be all orange. But that is just give you an example. Can you take the marker away, Dustin? But I feel like that's should be a thorough explanation that
It was very thorough.
you should understand that.
And also the set, because I get a lot of questions on people from
A lot of people doesn't understand that, and they do glow, and they really want to do glow, but they fail at that. So you need to understand the layer. That what make the glow. It's not really a drawing. It's more like a layer, the knowledge on layer instead of knowledge on drawing. And when I'm done, if I want, I can even add more milky onto around the letter if I want. If I want it to be intensively glow, I can add more. See, I can add more, like on here. And this too, right here, need more. Just not to a point where you might ruin in the silhouette. But you see, the bright white already show you what the letter look like. So all of these around are just background light. Here this. Now you here for 460 seconds. That's just because all my color and my pigment base are built exactly for pigment. Now matted, it's just what it does. Um, extra matte, it's just a really good matte, but it's also I cannot hear pigment. But my color, you have to full cure it. Cause gel polish, you don't want to partially cure at all. So I make a gel polish exactly for pigment, so I don't have to partially cure it. Matte, I can partially cure because it's a top coat.
Can you use matte base to mix with white for the same effect?
Yes, yes, you
And
can.
then there's another question. Where to go? Where to go? Where to go? Chunkies wants to know. This may be a weird question, but can I mix white with chrome base?
You can't. You cannot. You cannot because chrome base is a no wipe surface. So chrome base built for chrome. So when you rub pigment on chrome base, when you dust pigment on chrome base, it wouldn't stick on chrome base. So if you mix white with chrome base, it wouldn't work on pigment. It's only work on chrome. So you just replace chrome base with matted, because matted I use for pigment, so it can apply pigment on well. If you mix matted, which is a little white, and I will also add color here too. No, and it's not a weird question. It's a very helpful question because you have no idea how many people trying to do the same thing without telling me. They will do something like mixing chrome base with white and expect pigment to stick on it. So just remember, ask away.
But um, it's always good to experiment too,
It's
because
always good
when
to
it doesn't work,
experiment too.
you'll remember it
Right.
easier than if we just tell you. Mm. The Greek goddess says, "Thank you for sharing these tips. You are amazing."
You're welcome. And just for future experiment, if you ever want to dabble with something, first you have to go to theory first. What that means is you have to ask yourself, okay, I'm like, let's say the chrome base makes it white. First, you have to go to theory, like, okay, so I'm gonna use two ingredients. One is white polish, one is chrome base. And then you have to ask yourself, if any of this stick to pigment. If one of the ingredient doesn't stick to pigment, then it doesn't work. So theory can help you speed it up also. Okay, so this already have here for 60 seconds. So I'm just doing all of them exactly like that. So now I'm just repeating my process.
You're welcome, Chunky Slim.
You're welcome.
That's a beautiful V.
Thank you.
You can make a beautiful abstract. Go ahead with that too.
Yeah. Oh, you guy, I get to 1 million follower already, but I miss it. It happened while I was asleep. I miss it like New Year. I didn't stay up for it. I was at like 500 follower, and it only gonna take me like a few more hours, but it was so late. So like, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for it, and then I fell asleep. Oh, I say I'm gonna sit here and smoke and wait for it. Of course, I'm gonna fall asleep. So I did, and I wake up and darn it, I miss the millennium, the turn of the millennium. I was so mad. I was like, can't believe it. Just like New Year all over again. I always ask myself, I wonder how I will feel when I get to 1 million followers. I feel exactly
like sleep.
I feel like exactly the same thing.
We are located in Missouri.
I didn't feel any different. I feel the same thing. I thought that I would be like different. I don't know how to explain it. I thought I'd be very, very excited, but it's happened so slow. Plus, I miss it, so it's okay.
Will you list everything you use to make these so that my nail artist can?
Yes.
Okay.
So what I do first is very simple. I use a black background and then I wipe that background away. And I wipe it away so I can draw easier. But another thing that helps is when I wipe the inhibition layer away from the black, pigment cannot stick on it also because pigment just doesn't stick to no white background. So it's important for your nail artist to start out with a black background that pigment doesn't stick to. Now, the second thing that uh, your artists have to be aware of is start drawing. So I'm picking up pigment base just to draw. What you have to notice is my stroke are thicker. And it's thicker for a reason because I'm going to have to do a thin white line right in the middle. And I'm very good with thin white line. So if your nail artist is not confident that they can do a thin white line, then this line need to be even thicker. Because if your highlight gonna be thick, then your base need to be thicker. So your highlight can be in the middle, if that makes sense. So that is one thing that you have to be aware of. Now, when they done drawing the white line, they need something that they can adhere pigment with. So I'm using this called Milky, and this Milky I can apply pigment on very well. Now, if your nail artist doesn't have Milky color, then they need my matted. If they have my matted, they can take that and they can mix it with white polish, just for it to adhere pigment. You will be able to make a milky white like this using matted because matted can adhere pigment. So you should make a little bit of white polish in. If your nail artist doesn't have my matted, they just have to try the matted to see if it works. And the reason why I don't know if it works because not all matte make the same. So if his mat is sticky, then it might not work because it might be too wet and the pigment will be muddy. So that is a third step is to worry about the color. Now, if your artist doesn't want to do like complicated thing like this, like because the reason why I do milky color because I want to apply like 4 or 5 different color pigment, so it's funner. If your nail artist doesn't really want to go through that process, then instead of Milky, he can just take like a stained glass gel or a jelly gel, and if it's too light, then you can put on like a little ink in there, so it's frostier. Just something sheer, but sheer enough that it can show up on the black. Because if it doesn't show up on the black, then it's be pointless. So something that are sheer to show the white, but opaque to show to show on the black, if that makes sense. But if you choose a stained glass or a jelly gel color, you can only do one color. But if you do milky like this and does on pigment, you can do multiple color.
A couple quick questions.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know the difference between regular matte and Teflon matte, and then they want to know: can you use any dark color for this technique to work?
Dark color will be slightly challenging than light colors. Like dark color, let's say red. Red will be a little more difficult. Blue just depend on what kind of blue you have. Purple will be extremely difficult. I would go pink first before I go purple. Um, Black is impossible as far as we know. And then white is easy. So yeah, like a brown glow are difficult because brown is not meant to glow. Brown is an earthy colors. I would choose orange before I choose brown because yeah, orange glow because it's a
That makes a lot of sense there.
Yeah.
I would have never even thought of that.
So what was I saying? Oh, Teflon.
Teflon and regular matte.
Okay, so this is my matted and this is my Teflon mat. Now, the new bottle label that I designed, I have put on right here just for you to understand it too. So it's easy to understand. I have put non-stick to chrome powder, so the labels explain itself. Later on, I'm gonna put it on matted too. I'm gonna replace soak up UV gel with um at sticky to pigment. Sticky to pigment. I'm gonna put it on so you know. But now I'm gonna explain the difference for you. This matted I use for pigment because it's a velvet suede mat. It's the most beautiful mat that you ever seen. I love this mat. I have used it from day one. It makes sure that the moment it hit the light, it's velvet. There's no shine. There's no streak. Even if you intentionally making your gel streaky, it's not gonna show anything. It is completely velvet. And the reason why it's completely velvet because the surface is porous like suede. So because of that reason, pigment can stick onto it too. That's why I use it for pigments. Now this Teflon is completely different. This Teflon mat, when I put on the surface, nothing stick to it. Chrome don't stick to it. And before that, I have to buff the surface to make chrome non-stick. But this Teflon mat is already made, so chrome couldn't stick on it. So it's opposite from each other. This one love powder. It love to absorb powder. This one hate powder. It resists all powder. It don't like powder at all. So that is a two different. One is love in powder and one hate powders. One I use for pigment and one I use for chrome. I actually cure my letter V twice. I hope that pigment still able to get on it. We will see right away. And if pigment cannot get on it, if I overcured it, then we will learn another valuable lesson. And if pigment can get on it because we overcured it and it still can get on, we also learn another valuable lesson. So we'll see.
All right.
I'm gonna be very colorful. So first I need a brush. Then I need this. And that's about it. And then I just need another thing so I can just like clean it on the side like this. I don't want to do this because it shake everything and it will make my pigment go everywhere.
Look at us growing through experience.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do purple first. I'm gonna get a decent amount out. Now, you see all this dust when you first dip into the powder? All this dust right here. You don't want to slap that on the nail. I'm gonna make sure I smudge my powder into the paper towels. Whenever I have a decent amount, I take this and I knock it out. Or you can even really viciously clean it and then knock it off. So dust doesn't get everywhere in your room. Now when you're done, my brush is dust free. I'm gonna brush on little pigment. Right now it's already smudged in. I'm not dipping into the pigment, so there shouldn't be a lot of dust. And I am gonna go in these orders: purple, pink, orange, yellow, green, blue. So purple, pink, orange, blue down here. Okay.
Now Tino is going. It looks like he's going aggressively, but it is a very light, exact touch.
Yes.
He's just barely touching it.
Now for blending on small detail like this, you have an advantage because it's only difficult if you were to coloring pigment on a big nail surface. But for you to color tiny little detail, because this letter are very thin, anything that are thin is very easy for you to blend color together. So this you don't have to be as panicky as when you blend the whole nails. Let's start with purple on this side.
They're asking if it's over matte. And someone asked a more specific.
It's overshine.
So can we use Teflon matte on the background, then paint letters, and use pigment base to draw letters in Milky?
Teflon matte. You don't need Teflon matte with this step. You just need a shiny background like this. You know what I mean? A black, you just wipe off the inhibition. It's okay. You wipe it off and pigment not gonna stick to the background. And then for you to adhere pigment, you just use Milky. And like I say, if you don't have Milky, you use matte. You don't use Teflon matte because remember, pigment doesn't stick to Teflon matte. So don't use Teflon matte on this. Just you matte it and a little bit of white if you don't have Milky. But if you already have Milky, then you just use Milky. And then the background is just shiny. Yeah, this technique doesn't need Teflon matte.
You know, with the explanation you gave earlier,
Yeah.
they really should be able to get this now. I feel it's very transparent now. I see it.
I try to be more thorough and it helped because I prepare ahead. I prepare the design ahead. Before my process is opposite. Before I dive into the live and after I do the live, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just think of something like freestyle it. I have semi of a plan. I dive into it, and after I finish the live, then I design the thumb on video and show them. That is my process before, but I'm no longer doing that because now I don't want to dive into a live without a plan because I need to make sure that every single one of my set is on point. So now I'm opposite. Now I prepare the video first, and then I dive into the live with prepare already with knowing it ahead. The reason why I do that because back then I have 200,000 followers and now I have 1,000,000 followers. So the pressure is on. My work have to be better than before. My work have to be more intricate. It have to be well thought out, and the color have to be well thought out, and everything have to be well thought out. So that's why I switch in my format because I have to produce more quality content now.
And they don't. You also didn't tell them that you go over verbally how you're going to teach it, which is a
Yes.
lot more effective.
Yeah.
So they're getting less of you per se, but more intricate descriptions.
Yes. Yes.
And better quality, beautiful nails.
Okay. Now I already smudged it down, so I'm gonna aggressively removing it, and then I'm just gonna dust it.
So aggressive.
Just so there's no dust. You want it to be nice and neat. You don't want dust. Okay. Pink. And dust it a little bit. Put pink on.
The bottom is blurry.
Yeah, the bottom I notice is a little blurry, but don't notice to it.
Well,
You already
it's
with.
because this is shaking.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it was. Oh, wait, wouldn't that make the top one?
No, that the
Yeah.
bottom is that camera. It's not this camera. It's okay as long as the top is good. Then that's good. It because they want to witness my beauties, my internal beauty, my Asian persuasion. Ooh, ooh, I'm ramming. I should become a rap artist. I just ram. Yeah, I ram like I ram a few times this week. I feel like a poet.
When the hell were you
And I
rapping
need
this
to
week?
rap. No, but but you know that's one of the requirement is to be a rap artist. You have to know how to make poem for yourself. And I started ram already, so I'm on my way. Okay, now I need orange. Um, let's use like a coral first. You can just skip all the way to tangerine if you want, but I'm gonna start out with something heavier than tangerine. Tangerine is this colors, but I'm gonna start out with like a coral.
I feel like I can taste that.
The tangerine.
Yeah.
I love to taste orange. I don't necessarily fond with the color orange, but I love the fruit. So you have a little coral tone to it, just to extend the color fade a little bit.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Precise. That
Thank
crisp,
you.
clean line.
Now I have to be careful in this part because this part gonna be a different colors. Tangerine, bright, really bright.
You just have a certain cute look in your face when you
When I die,
smash it. Just to let you know that you've had a lot of great compliments.
yeah.
Everyone loves you.
Thank you, thank you.
3 of them love me, so I mean,
Oh,
out of a million, that's pretty good, right?
it is. Orange.
Yes, no excitement. Definitely smitten. DM us later on. Someone's wanting to know about what they should get for a starter kit, and that's really a hard one to answer.
I have starter kit. It's in the kitten bundle.
But you got to kind of really know what direction you want to go with it.
Right,
It's
but
such a,
but the kit is plan itself. I have pigment kit. I have gel ombre kit. I have painting kit, chrome kit.
so you got to get into whatever you're most comfortable with.
Yeah, yellows, the bright colors.
And remember, he's just lightly dusting it on. We can't say that enough.
Very lightly. Leave room for your green and leave room for your blue. Remember the color. Don't forget the colors. Like this, I only have a little bit, so I put a little yellow because I rather have more green. And then, of course, I love blue. I need blue to be in there.
Mm.
green, and I like blue more, so I'm gonna put like a small amount of green on.
Where'd you say they can get the ombre beginner kit?
In the kit and bundle, the kit and bundle category, you can get the beginner kit. I have like 6 beginner kits in the kit and bundle category.
Tino, the problem I have with pigment is it's staining the backgrounds.
Yes, you need to use a no wipe agent like Shanded or the black right here. I wipe off the inhibition layer. Just remember that anything that are no wipe pigment cannot stick on. And anything that are sticky or matte, matte background, all that pigment can stick on it. So you remember to use like a no wipe agent on the background, and if your polish are sticky, you can either wipe off the inhibition layer of the polish, or you can put on a layer of sanded. Also, Teflon matte is resist to pigment too, but not all the way really. With a really strong pigment, it's pigment still can be able to stick on if it like a black pigment or something. So I just really prefer a really shiny background. And of course, black pigment sometimes can stick on shiny background too, but it just stand it lightly, like very light, like 5%. Remember, no wipe is your friends. You want it to be no wipe.
Oh, thank you, Abby. That's a compliment going from someone who's been in the business as long as she has.
Uh-huh. What
I'm
is a
sitting here running his products over my mind, and honestly, they are the best products I've ever used.
Thank you, Abby.
And that is a lot of burr cold. And she's up there by Santa's factory. You know what I mean? So they, as soon as the snow hit this morning, I started thinking about Abby. I was like, why is that?
Now that I can feel her pain.
Could you? I was pretty numb.
I was really miserable this morning. I was like, no, this is too cold. And back in my younger day, when I go to school, I was cold too, but it's like the sexy in it is more important than the coldness. So I mean, I'm like all out in my younger day, but now I like, give me some mitten, give me some glove. I'm not having this shit. I hate the cold.
You should
I
have
don't
been
know
the
what
husband who
changed.
had to go out and beat the ice
Yes,
off his stuff. I had to break into the car because everything was frozen solid. And
that's the only benefit to having a husband is not having to go out in the cold.
I mean, to get to the car, yeah, but oof. Ooh. Oh, we liked it.
She does it all way. She doesn't stick to the background. Remember, no wipe. Now, what I am gonna do next is I am gonna design right into this space right here.
Oh,
If you are not confident about your line work, this is very important. You have to top coat this. So just in case you make a mistake, you don't have to wipe all this beauty away. Because right now it's beautiful. You don't want to wipe this away. You will cry if you have to wipe off this away. So remember, if you feel a little risky on your line work, you just use some top coat, protect this, and then keep on working. Or be done with this. It's still beautiful. But to me, that's not glowing yet. That's just 2 layers.
it's just pretty.
Yeah, it's just pretty. I need it to glow. So I'm getting out my art gel because I use it for glow.
Oh, here's a good question. Can you ever take a drink while you're doing these techniques?
I guess. It usually make me uncomfortable to drink in between. It's like it's like if you were having sex and in the middle of you having sex, you go out and check the mail.
Oh my god!
It's just yeah. Technically, yeah, you can go out and check the mail and then come back and continue the sex, but then the sex is not the same because now we like you stop and go out and check the mail. The magic is gone. It's like this. have to stop and drink. And then when I come back, my design is not the same anymore. Now it's telling me, oh, you stop and drink. You stop and make yourself comfortable. So there's not enough struggle for us to support you.
Struggle for us.
Make sure that your brush clean.
So Jamie's supposed to be doing laundry, but it seems like to me she's procrastinating today.
Okay, here we go.
Abby says, "You mean you're not supposed to check the mail during?"
No. Oh,
She
oh my
said,
God, she
"Sorry,
did.
Danny."
Oh my God.
Must have had a Tino package coming. She said, "I'm folding on his watch." I thought folding laundry is what kids were for. I think that white line, that thin white line in the middle, is what really just gives it the full pop.
Yeah, but it's the most difficult too. Remember that. Um, you know what? Please top coat it. Top coat it before you draw this. Matte top coat is easy for line work, but the reason why I tell you top coat because right now I'm kind of have to focus. Kind of make me tense up a little bit, so it's best if you top coat it. I don't know even tense up because I'm scared of it, but I I discover when I'm scared of it, I already lose 50%. So don't be scared. So just top coat it for you to feel safer.
Yeah, very quick. 10 millimeter brush he's using. Remember, the 20s are for long lines. He's so quiet because he's focusing.
Yes, I'm focusing. But when you be able to do this, then super thin line on top of an unsecure surface. When you can do that, you can take up on your own. Tight lens. You can start designing crazy shit on nails now. It just requires a certain level of control. And practicing like this really helped me because when I'm going to show, I need a stable hand. Because at show, you don't have a table like this where you can sit and focus. At show, you stand around like that, and people move everywhere, so it's hectic at show.
Well, and then we got wobbly tables.
Yeah, wobbly table at show, and noise is everywhere. It's very distracting.
Everyone's got music going.
And today is a day that I will be officially announced that I will be in Anaheim, LA,
Anaheim.
for a show. I have about numbers, but it's in my phone, so I couldn't read it.
I feel like it was 329, but we shouldn't quote us until.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited.
4.5.
Yeah,
Me,
because it's the bottom of the state. It's just got to be warm.
I get
You want
excited
to
every
leave
time I
tonight?
get travel.
Yes, premiere in Anaheim. Oh my goodness. Hippie Love says, "Hi guys, I had a dream about you last night. That's better than a nightmare."
What kind of dream?
Oh, see, you should not have asked that question. We have no idea where this would go at this
I
point.
want to know if I have like 3 head or something.
Can we use the same brush to do white lines if we can't turn the client's hand around the way you are on the fake hand?
Yeah, you can use symbol to turn white line, but you have to turn your client hand.
Let's go ahead and show them one more
Yeah, you
time.
have to know how you turn your client hand. How about you sit over there? So it's like a actual client angles. Okay.
You see?
Yeah. So this is a hand. Okay. So when you do that now when you turn the hand, this is how you turned it. You turn the whole hand like that, like the whole hand lay down on the table, and you just curl up the fingers to draw. That's how you do it. So this is a very necessary step for you to avoid awkward angle, because awkward angle you can fix is due to if you left hand, if you right hand, then you're gonna have one angle you're not familiar with. So to me, this angle is easy to me. From left to right is easy, but from right to left, I have to switch my brush like this. Okay, it's awkward like that. So what I'm doing is I turn the hand up like that, so I can do from right to left. And when I switch it, do you know what I mean?
So
So
really, it's just a straight, flat flip
it's just a
and then
flip
curve.
and cut. And of course, it might seemingly difficult if your client try to help me like that or like that. You know what I mean? You have to west over the hand. No, you say, Becky, flop, don't move.
Flop.
Yeah, you don't want your client to move. She have no idea what you're doing. You just turn your hand like this and bend the finger up. The whole time she have to relax. You're the only one that able to control her hand. So remember that. But if you don't know how to turn the hand around, you just started doing nails. So that is a very helpful tip for you. It took me about 2 years to start to do that. When I start doing nail, I'm very amateur with position, so I couldn't do that.
Be polite.
I try to be polite. Like people don't teach me to turn the hand, so I shouldn't turn the hand. When I file now also, I couldn't turn the hand like this to file because people doesn't teach me that. No. Whenever it's easy for you, you gotta do it. Thing that I didn't learn in school. When I first started out, I'm very shy. But about 2, 3 years in, I start to break out my box a little bit. And not necessarily just depend on things that they taught me. Whatever make me feel comfortable, I do it.
And then really, a couple times if you're having a repeating client, they'll get right into the groove because
Oh
that's what
yeah,
used to amaze me was how flowy they were when you would. They just knew. They knew what was next.
I never have an awkward moment with people when I'm adjusting them. But yeah, please do it. Don't think that you can't do it. That just cripple you. It make you cripple because there will be a position that you just couldn't do well.
Tino's been doing nails 15 years at least.
Yeah.
Hippie love, I want to know about this dream.
I know, right? I wonder what's that dream about here. So after this, I am just gonna do some heart all around this, though I just exactly the same step. So I doesn't need to explain much because I already explained these. So now you can take that technique and you can do anything your heart desire. Look at the way it's glow. Let me put a little closer for you to enjoy this.
Your heart desire.
Like that. I haven't even top coated yet. So I just want you to know that by looking at it, the eye would be like, oh, it's glowing, just because it cannot dissect the layer fast enough. But the layer is a dim layer right here on the black background, a bright layer because it's on top of white, and then a highlight which is pure white. You need to have 3 layers in there to create this illusion. But it looks like growing. It's messed with the eyes. It looks like it's glow.
Good morning, Sharna.
So I'm just gonna draw some other heart, some cutesy heart in
Some
here.
cuties.
Yeah. Let me see. Let's see this. Like I think maybe one right here, one right here, maybe one here, one here. Oh, I already wiped everything away. I forgot about my heart. Heart probably the easiest. Start out with letters. I'm gonna use 7 millimeters as before.
Yes, we will be saving the live. And also, once again, thank you so much, Tara, for downloading those on YouTube.
Yes, thank you, Tara.
There's been 9,000 comments and how excited they are that you're doing it.
Okay.
So now that we've smashed all the foreign candies, what was your favorite? Did you have one?
They all taste good to me.
Boy, they did, didn't they? Well, I'm personally now in love with the nougat. Their nougat is way different than our nougat.
Right? What is the difference?
I've never seen a creamy, soft, subtle. Our nougat seems to be chocolate and encrusted in Milky
Right.
Way.
It's not intricate.
It's not. I don't know. It just tasted so clean. When I was done eating it, I
You
wanted
feel like you're
more,
healthy.
but I didn't want 5 gallons of water.
Right.
I wouldn't say I felt like I was healthy. I mean, after all this candy. Yeah, the nougat pink and white. See, Sharna's from over there too. They just have a whole different realm of candies.
The baddest because they have no high fructose corn syrup in it. One on the left, one on the right.
Remember the first time you took me to the Asian market to get sugar clunks.
I know. Natural sugar. You don't want white sugar because white sugars they bleach it. You don't want anything that are bleach.
Yeah, I remember you yelled about. I said, "Oh, it's dirty."
Yeah. You don't want white sugar. You want brown sugar. You want pink salt. You don't want white salt.
Do.
Oh, I touched this with my finger. I haven't cleared this. I'm gonna go back over it with art gel.
Oh, oh. So you're gonna pigment those hearts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was there any reason you did that last?
I forgot.
Because he forgot.
Plus, it probably help if I go through with the letter first, so it not confuse you anyway. And I accidentally touched this, so it's messed up right here. But it's messed up to a point where I can fix. That's why you didn't see me panic and start cussing.
Maybe it wasn't messed up. It just wasn't completed yet. And you were using a 10 millimeter brush to do that?
Yes. When I'm panic is when I grow completely quiet. Okay, this one on the left, this one on the right.
Yes, Charna, he did something similar.
Yes. This glow technique I visit every year on New Year, Valentine.
It's like a refresher course for everyone.
Yes, I love glow. I don't do glow often. I do glows once in a while, but when I do it, I do several. Every year, I have something different in the glow technique. But this technique are pretty similar with last year, except last year I didn't wipe off the black background. So a little bit of pigment stick to my black background last year, which is good too. But this year is much cleaner, it's more editorial than last year.
Detchi, I can't even draw on paper. She has fucking drawing nails. No.
Doesn't have no interest in art.
I have interest in watching you do it. It's
He is a
adorable.
toury guy.
No, these days I'm just a Tino guy.
Just a Tino guy.
Just the warm up the car guy. I'm just.
Dustin's special field is antique. I couldn't remember all that. I'm too young to waste my brain space on the antique. I'm like, I don't need to remember. Does this come from the Ming Dynasty? It's over 1,000 years ago. I don't need to know anything that come from the Ming Dynasty.
Well, thank you, Detchi. I'm kind of excited about Linz and them getting on later on.
Yes.
It's like when your kids grow up. I
That's
assume.
right.
I mean, or when they graduate high school, or
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Okay. Did I mess this V up too? Let me see. Well, doesn't matter if I mess it up. It's all fixed now.
So Tino doesn't really have a favorite brush. He likes them all for whatever they do.
Yeah, there's certain brush that I need. Doesn't certain brush that I don't need. I don't have a favorite. I use a 10 millimeter a lot, just not because I like it, like a relationship between me and my brush. It's more like it make me comfortable. Whenever I use a brush that make me comfortable, I know that's the right brush for that move. But that doesn't mean that I will use the same thing for other moves. There's there's certain thing that I do that I have a brush just for that. I'd be like, ooh, I feel like I need an ombre brush, or I feel like I need a filler brush. I can tell you my most common brush that I use is 10 millimeters. This is my most common, and people buy this more. They buy this 3 times more than the other brush.
Mhm.
But,
But
but, you guys, oh, I'm so excited. I try to keep it in. Our new shipment have just leave.
wait, no,
Only one item.
no. Until you put something on and it's available, it's not even mentioned. We're gonna have 900
It's only
questions.
one item. It's
So,
not a chair or anything. It's a tools.
so Hippie Love said, where'd it go? Didn't you do an optical illusion set a long time ago? I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I did. Oh, you have to scroll way back. You have to scroll way back. I did. I did an optical illusion set. I think with pigment also. But you probably want to watch the optical illusion set that I did this Valentine on the Purple Heart because it's updated.
Is it the thicker detail brush?
How do they even know everything that I do? Crazy people. Is there a camera around here?
So you'll tell us when I leave the room.
I have no
Go
privacy.
ahead, tell them, tell
I
them.
have no privacy.
It's just things happen or we get busy and then we don't get it on
Yes,
quick enough. And
it's a tour. It's called a coloring brush. The coloring brush. It's very exciting. It's a brush that is not for line at all. It's for color. It's for detail. It's for shading, little detail like that.
shading.
Yeah, shading or coloring.
Mm.
Kind of like the purpose of the filler brush, but easier than the filler brush. Funner.
Hippie Love says you have stalkers. Don't act like you don't like it.
Oh my god. I mean, I do, but I didn't expect it to be like this fast. I expect like, people to guess around and fast. It's almost like it's almost creepy. It's almost like that movie, like the car is from inside the house.
Yes. I'm calling from inside.
Car come from inside the house. You have ever watched that movie? I
I
never
don't remember what it is, but I remember.
I never watched
I
it.
know I've watched it.
I just heard this one line from Will and Gray. The car is come from inside the house.
I think that was Scream or
Scream?
yeah.
Isn't it?
Is that the movie with the white face mask guy
Not
in the
Scream.
black hoodie? Hood?
No, it's a horror movies.
Or is that I Know What You Did Last Summer?
More like the car come from inside the house. I think that's the name of the movie.
No.
That was Scream? I'm not sure. I don't think that is Scream. Is it?
Well, Tiff's asking too. I got a feeling her and our memories are aligned. Forgetful we are. Ding. And good morning, Tiff.
Hi, Tiff.
Thank you, Angel Mile. Says they love your work.
Thank you, Angel Mouth.
I saw what you did. Okay, thank you, Dragonfly.
I saw what you did. Oh.
And we know we can trust that information because she
Yes.
still remembers the movies from the 1940s.
40s?
From the 40s.
Oh, that was so long ago. I barely remember anything.
You know,
Well, I wasn't as this back then.
Dragonfly. The other day, I said something about the 20s, and then I realized, shit, we're halfway through the 20s. Actually,
I don't know what you got. I couldn't relate it with you guys. I'm always 21, and we established that since day one. So I couldn't relate. I feel so young and youthful.
you are
I
young.
feel it's almost annoying how youthful it is.
Would you tell me we're big gym people now?
Yes,
We
I
do
did.
machines and
I
stuff,
did
and
tell them that last time.
we run on this thing like someone's chasing us.
So it's have been 4 days since our last visit at the gym.
But we've been super busy.
We've been super busy. We've only been at the gym for like 15 minutes at a time though, because we don't.
Baby steps, baby steps.
Yeah, I don't have a goal or anything. I just wanna be a little more active. So I only go there 15 minutes to like pump some weight, and that's it.
We figure.
But I don't want a six pack though. I only want like my stomach to be like toner and have like a line. But I don't want six line with a like a like a checkerboard. I don't want that. I want like I'm trying to think like Britney Spears in her younger day. I want that body. Okay, clear this. Actually, a little more before we clear. Yeah, I want to look like Britney Spears in her younger day, or look like Madonna when she's still a virgin. Was that ever?
She was never.
Was there ever a time when
Oh
she's
my
still a
goodness.
virgin? I'm sure there was the time.
I loved watching Madonna
Me
during the
too.
younger years, during the revolt years.
You know, she changed.
Oh yeah.
She have chanting for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, sex is like so taboo. Okay, so this is a heart. Pop another heart.
Right. Tiff said she only claimed to be like a virgin. True shit. Yeah, that you
Oh, like a okay.
like a
Oh,
virgin. Yeah, she wasn't singing "I'm a virgin." It was
oh,
like a virgin,
oh. That song.
touch for the wings.
I never look at it that way. Just like a virgin, but not a virgin.
Right. It all makes sense now.
You know, she used to be a dancer, doesn't Madonna?
Honey, I remember when Madonna come out.
Oh, when did she come out? Wow. See, I don't remember that at all. I only watch a replay.
We've aged together.
Yeah, that's something I have to do. Is I cannot just witness it. There, I have to watch the rerun from the past.
The rerun.
The rerun
That
from the
gets
past.
sad.
You get sad from what?
Sometimes, well, not sad, but it's
Like miss the old days?
awareful. Like there was a lot of teenage kid actor stars that were around my same age,
Right.
and now I see them, and most of them look old as hell, and it's like, oh,
Was
but
there a
you can't
time?
deny that you have had to have aged yourself when you're looking at them, and you know that you were the same age when they were.
Right.
Hello, Dusted by Dawn.
Hello, does it by Dawn.
Hello, Mama Vic.
Hi, Mama Vic. Oh, is she at work?
Of course she's at work. I just assume that she just doesn't even have a home. She just goes from one job to the next, just
Holy shit.
24/7. She sleeps like 20 minutes
Oh my God.
a month.
That's like me back in the old day when I have to be at the shop like to
Hmm.
midnight, to after midnight.
Oh, I remember. After midnight, you mean like we had husbands of clients driving around in the parking lot at 2 a.m. making sure that, you know how many of them guys thought their wives were cheating on them? They didn't understand a nail shop open at 1 or 2 a.m.
I mean, now I still work 24/7, but it's different work. It's more mental and design work instead of have to file nails. Back in the day, I have to file nails first and then design. Now I can focus on design. I enjoy the new work a lot than back then. Back then, I have to see people, and I don't know about you, but when I see people every single day, you kind of don't want to see people, or a little bit anyway.
I don't think we ever got burnt out once
No,
because you were
sometimes the
still
hours.
creating, growing, and creating, they weren't like clients. They were like lab rats. They were experimental.
Yeah, but sometimes I break up with a boyfriend, and then they will like bring it out what kind of drama they have with a
That was the
boyfriend.
best part.
You know what? You're right.
It really was.
I guess we miss the drama.
No, you would focus on the art, and then
Yeah,
I would
that's
coach
why
them
you
through it.
you
I'd be
like
like,
it.
"You leave them piece of shits.
You
I'm tired of
like it,
them."
but I was focused. I guess I don't like it when I have to focus and entertain at the same time.
When did
But
you ever entertain them?
like try to listen or something.
You just worried a teardrop was going to get on the nail and maybe ruin something.
Oh yes, I like bet you better not cry on my nails.
So,
I like wipe off that tear before you touch the nails. Here's the paper towels. Wipe it off. And no contamination.
Mama Vic said, "I'm with you. That's why I don't really do anything but press-ons."
Yeah, that's why I enjoy too. There's a period of time when I sell press-ons. That's the best time in my life. I get a chance to do exactly what I love, but I don't have to see people or filing now. I can just create looks. That was the best time in my life. Well, it was COVID.
Well, it actually was a perfect combo because you were giving them beautiful nails,
Yeah.
and then growing up in the
Before
soap
that,
opera generation, each one of them represented a different soap opera that was going
right.
on.
Before that, I have no idea about press-on because to me, press-on is like what you find at Walmart. So I really have no idea. But when I put my press-on in, I price for like 150. 150, I like because it's press-on. I never sell press-on before. Like, is people want to buy it? Is it too expensive? They buy like crazy. I have like 20 orders in a day. So I raise my price, and I think that the final price is three something, 350 or something. That's what when COVID is over. So it was like 1.5 years of me doing it. But I was surprised how much people willing to pay for press on. And at the end, I called it luxury press on because it is luxury. It's custom. Okay, now I'm gonna color in. Let's use purple first. Okay, knock this off.
I don't know if you've seen this "I love you everywhere" and all that, and
Aww.
it's just making me all sentimental.
Mhm.
Did you see my little note I wrote you right there?
Yes, I did.
That was me being quiet and not disturbing you.
Oh,
So I just shoved a piece of
wow.
paper in front of you, and
Is that what happened?
that's exactly what happened.
You know what? I see what's going on now. I use a different pink. I use this one, a hot pink, on this a hot, and this is like a medium pink. That's why I sit there and I was like,
What's different?
I really love the pink is brightest. The pink is brighter. I was like, I really do like this pink in this heart. Now I know it was a brighter pink. because when I put my purple on, I was like, well, I better put a little bit of purple because when I put the pink on, it's very similar. And I was like, no, the pink on this heart is not similar like the purple. It was a lighter pink, that's why. Okay, I'm gonna use a lighter pink on the next one, on the heart. See, that's something about going live. Sometimes I forgot. Sometimes I forgot the smaller detail that I did, like just a different shade of pink. It can change game. It can change everything. Don't take it very lightly.
They said you're the new soap opera.
Oh, I'm a new soap opera.
When you did press-ons, what packaging did you send out sets in?
So I went on Amazon and I found a little gold box. I started out with a black box, but then I moved to the gold box like this. It was like $25 for like 20 box. It's about $1 or less than $1 a box.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's very humble. I take gel paint and I write my name Tino on here and I cured it, just like a little authentic type of feel to it. Because sometimes designer back they do hand signature on, and then I would tape. I do like a little tape and then I would on my nail down here. Or sometimes I even take off this and I just tape this on right here and then I close the box. Whatever you like. And then I buy little like cheap little pouch to put some glue and some alcohol pad in.
Cute little
and
silk
like
bags they were.
silk bag, yeah, little netty bag. You can find it everywhere on Amazon. And then I have some instruction that I print out for them. See, this pink is different. This pink is lighter. It's hardest. But yeah, it's very humble. I just Google press on nails.
Will they ever get a nail show out of this?
A TV show?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like RuPaul's. Now that we're watching RuPaul,
I love
maybe there's room. Maybe
maybe
there's room.
I don't know. Maybe.
We don't know.
Bring back my girls. Bring back my girls.
Can you do some designs in specific color combinations of salmon pink and Kelly green?
Ooh, salmon,
That sounds
pink,
pretty. Yeah. No,
and Kelly green. I like it.
I don't know what Kelly green is, but I'm hoping it's like sushi.
I like Kelly green.
Outside of sushi.
That is a color that I'm not quite familiar. That is a combo that I'm not quite familiar with, so I like it.
Well, green and salmon.
I'm very intrigued. Uh-oh. There's a disaster right here. Some gel splat right here, so now it's darker. That's fine. I just wanted you to be aware of it.
We might not have noticed. Oh, if you weren't a nail artist, what would you be doing?
If I'm not a nail artist, I would be a spy. I would be a Russian spy, a sexy Russian spy that seduced my enemy with my bodies. Does that sound like a job?
It sounds like I would have to be working somewhere so you could come spy on me.
A secret Russian spy? Of course, I wouldn't be in a relationship. I'm a spy. I might die tomorrow. You would
What I'm saying is I'd have to give you a reason to spy on me.
Oh, okay. Okay,
You know
yeah.
what I
You're
mean?
my
I'd
mom.
have to work in the government or something.
You'll be my mom.
Because spies aren't just going to... Oh.
And when I have eye on you, ooh, I'm going to work that body to seduce you, to get information from you so I can bring back to my government. Of course, it wouldn't be Russia. It'll be China, but I still like to be a Russian. I still like to be a Russian spy, just in China. Made in China all the way.
All this business in
But
the world.
but yeah, it's not gonna be a Chinese spy. It's gonna be a Russian spy.
You're going to be an Asian spy for Russia.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so Kelly Green's the green like that.
Little too bright.
Thanks. And then Oh, so this and this is what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
Look like spring to me.
It does, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like a good, beautiful sunset with a. No ambassadors.
No ambassador. You know what? I don't have enough green. Need more green.
Redras, there's a group of ladies on here that have been following for over a year, and their work is absolutely beautiful and up to par. So Tino's bigger purpose is he teaches them, and then there's more. Because what he didn't tell you was he quit the press-on business because it also became way too demanding. When you're good, everybody wants a piece of you. So Tino decided he would teach others, so there'd be more of him to go around. I'm kind of liking this music a little bit.
Yeah, me too. Bum, bum.
Yes, he is, Doreen. Says you are a born educator.
Thank you.
You really are. It's funny how we've evolved
Mm-hmm.
smoothly. We've evolved smoothly, easily, efficiently. Well, maybe not efficiently. Happily. Baby, those look great.
Thank
Once you
you.
slap that,
I just need a little
man, it's
yellow.
gonna be really.
I didn't put yellow. Put a little yellow just to tie it up.
And isn't your rule of thumb is always use the yellow last?
Yeah, sometimes I break rules, but it's a healthy rule for beginner just to be aware of, just so if they do it incorrectly, they know what else to do. But when they get a hang of it, they can do whatever they want. Have to be cautious right at the beginning, so you doesn't bump into a situation where you get stuck.
And did you top coat before you draw?
No, I did not. I use special product like my Milky. That is how I apply my pigment on because I use Milky. So I use special product to adhere, working through layers. No top coat yet. The background is shiny because I wipe off the inhibition layer of my gel.
Tell Crispies we said hello.
Hi, Crispy. Oh, she's not here.
And she, Maria's
Oh, Maria.
our bodyguard.
But Crispy's not here.
What do you mean?
Is she watching?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She said hi, uncles.
Okay, now wipe it off and let's do this line.
We don't do ambassadors for several reasons. We can't say that we necessarily agree with ambassadorship. We want you to be your own person.
Yes.
As much as you may feel like being an ambassador for a company is a good thing, it absolutely is not.
Because we already grow and you don't need to join my company to grow with me. You can grow with me right now. We teach
And
you.
do your own thing, and then we don't have a piece of you.
Yeah, and we don't even need you to advertise our product or anything for us to repost your work. We are reposting your work through story every single day.
Right. So we're helping you grow
The only
out all
reason,
the
yeah,
strings.
yeah, the only reason why ambassadorship exists is a company can help them grow. Hopefully, if they turn in a lot of work, they can help them grow. But we already helping each other grow, and so there's no point.
All cure times are 60 seconds. Oh, so Sharna says I cried when you shared my nudie bottom gunk.
Oh,
See how I hesitated. So he's like, my nudie bottom, what are you? Well, those were adorable, Sharna. What's a good nail pencil?
hold on. Okay. For nail pencil, I use mechanical pencil. You can use any kind of pencil you like. You can even use a cheap pencil like AB. Before I use graphite pencil, I found in Hobby Lobby. It's like an extra black pencil, ebony graphite, and it's darker. But you can use AB. You can use like 2B. It's like grayish, or you can use mechanical. And the reason why I say you can use any pencil because you should not let anybody trick you into buying a nail pencil. So no such thing as a nail pencil because as long it's not about the pencil that make you able to draw on nail. It's about the surface that you're drawing on. You see, if you use matte, apply matte and you draw on matte, it's not going to work for you. The surface is way too soft that is bumpy, rubbery. You cannot draw on that. You need a hard surface like shine. So before I draw with pencil, I apply shine on. Now, pencil can stay on shine just because it's hard, but now you need the shine to be a little rough, like the surface of a paper. So the surface of the paper, let's say this is not shiny. This is not shiny like this. What's the difference between this and this? It's porous. It needs to be buffed first. So if you have a shiny surface like this, you need to take the buffer and you buff it. Okay, so you need to apply shine it, and then you need to buff it. And after you buff it all nice and even, now you can draw over it with anything, any pencil, anything you want. Even color pencil, you still can do it. You just have to have a hard surface, and then you have to buff it. And a lot of people didn't pay enough attention, and they think that, well, instead of buffing it, can I just put matte on? No, you can. It's a totally different things.
So E and M Designs, Hippie Love is a workhorse of a lamp. Thank you, Glam done. See, I knew once I started to read it, I wasn't gonna get there.
So go for it.
I'm just gonna leave it at Glam. She knows who she is. She knows why we're thanking her.
This week I would do things a little bit differently, just because of my schedule. I would do. I'm not gonna do like 4 live in a day like I did last week. I'm gonna do like 1 live, maybe 2 live, but I'm gonna do every day this week.
Every day this week.
Yeah,
Okay.
switch it up a little bit.
Keep it young.
Part of it because I want to keep making video. I have 11 video, which is a little disappointment. Good. I was aiming for 12 video, but I did 11, and I was like way too tired. But I couldn't upload anymore because I don't want to be upload for too long. So I get it on now, but I still need more video. So what I want is to do a live and then to do a video after the live.
All right, Mama Vic, you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Up. Have a good day, Mama Vic. She off to work again.
Yep.
I love it.
I keep bumping your thing, and I'm getting it there. There we go. So is this our only live today?
I plan it to be the only live because
Because I do want to get out there and try to.
Lynn and Tanya doing live today, so I want to leave them room to do live, and I'm gonna do videos. Maybe I can sneak peek at the live, but I cannot watch the whole live because if I have time to watch the whole live, I might as well do a live.
Oh, thank you, BB. Said fell in love with you in Sacramento.
Oh, I will be in California again, but this time it will be
The
in
other side.
LA. The other side, so it's the opposite side.
It's the bottom part.
Do you like it? Is it too much glow or is it enough? The hot.
I love them
You love the hot?
personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it too. I just want to make sure that I don't go glow crazy.
You kind of did.
I would say that after about 2 years, my glow technique, my pigment glow technique, 'cause I have many glow technique. My pigment glow technique get to a point where I'm completely satisfied. I'm very happy. I don't see any more update on the pigment glow technique. It will be this way from now on to infinity.
Postponed their live. Well, we got some saying they postponed it, and then Jamie said they probably uh like 30 to 40 minutes.
Oh, they have issue?
I don't know. What I'm going to do is call them and find out.
Okay, a note in the future, if one of them are in here, or you can tell them, or we can tell them. A note in the future is if you're gonna be flexible on your time, meaning you might show up, you might change it a little bit, or you might be a little early or a little late. Then it's best not to make poster. Cause if you're gonna make poster and advertise, then you have no idea how many people are gonna be waiting, and whenever you show up late, maybe, and then you finally show up and there'll be like, let's say there'll be like 50 people watching, but you don't know that maybe the other 50 people already left. You know what I mean? So um it's flexible on timing, then don't advertise it too much.
Just jump on and hope
Just
for the
jump
best.
on, yeah, or yeah, just jump on.
That's why we don't alert until
Yeah,
we
because
know
then
in
people
just an
waiting.
hour or two.
Yeah, because sometimes I say an hour, I'm gonna do live, but sometimes I'm still like 5 minutes late or so. Just because I have to wrap everything up and get ready.
And goody, everyone's getting ready to text them, ask them if they're going on, so now they can experience what we go through.
Okay, I make another video. Okay, love
Your
kisses.
letters you made at the very beginning
Uh-huh.
uh, with art gel or
The
polish.
the first layer, the thick layer, I use gel polish. Now, gel.
Actually, you know what? The way I just read that, she's wanting to know the whole process. She's gonna have to rewatch the video. I
Yeah,
thought she was just talking about the first coat, but
yeah, you have to rewatch the video to have a little more clear understanding. I can go over really quick. Is the gel have 3 layers? So the first layer that I do, you have a marker?
I did. You get 'em.
Yeah, you have to watch it all over again to have a clear understanding. But basically, the first layer that I do, let's say this is the first layer. See, I gonna the first layer that I do, I want it to be a little thicker because after that I have to coat some milky color, which is even bigger than that. And then after that, I have to highlight, which landed right in the middle of my first design. So in order for me to make it effective, my first letter, it have to be thick. Like I'm not talking about thick like in volume. I'm talking about wide. It have to be wide. So the white line can fall right in the middle. So in order for me to accomplish it effectively, I use polish because sometimes when I use art gel and I make the stroke thicker, it's gonna be thick in volume too. And I don't want it to be thick because I have to apply milky over it, and then I have to apply a highlight over it. So I don't want my first letter to be thick. So I use polish because polish is thin, it's collapsed, it's flattened out. So it's an ideal ingredient to use because I have milky right on top of that. And then I have art gel as a highlight right on top of that. So I use pigment first. Now, the reason why it's planned like that because you can use art gel because pigment-based gel polish are harder to use than art gel. Art gel are easier to use. Polish are runnier, so you have to have semi of a stable hand or a stable breathing. You know what I mean? It's more challenging because your brush is now gonna be lighter, so you have to move carefully, or else you're gonna slip very easier. So pigment base is harder, but it's an ideal ingredient because it's make my light layer thinness flatter. If you art gel, you have to make sure you keep it thin. You don't want it to be too bulky because then when the milky is on, it's gonna be bulkier. And then when you do the highlight on, it's gonna be even bulkier. So it needs to be flat. That's why I use gel polish. Now when I use gel polish, the surface needs to be ideal. I take alcohol and wipe up the inhibition layer of my background just because I don't want it to be slippery and wet at the same time. That is not good for my line work. So you art gel if you feel insecure about your line, but if you use gel polish, just know that it's gonna be more difficult. But you should rewatch the live to know why is it difficult and why am I so anal of using it rather than using something that are easy to use. Okay, now I'm using matted. Yeah, 'cause gel palettes are very difficult to use. You can always start out with art gel if you like. It's gonna be thicker. If you're not careful, you still have a chance of making your art gel thinner. You just have to be careful and take a little more time. Then it'll be thinness. I'm gonna mat this. Heck yeah. But yeah, make sure that the spacing of your layer is on point because that what make a glow technique. You know, a lot of people want to make glow, but sometimes they don't pay attention to the thickness of the letter, just because you have to be aware that there's three different layers. The brightest layer is the last layer is laying from the inside is pure white. That's the brightest layer. And the second brightest layer is the thick white that you put in the beginning. That's the second brightest layer. And the third layer is a dim layer on the black background. That's because when I put milky on, I go out of line. So it can get on the black background, it can be glowy. See, now it's easier for me to point out. This layer right here is the brightest layer, and that you can see the second layer is this layer right here. You can see that, and then the third layer is this one right here. So remember that you have to be aware of the wideness of your design Because if not, when you put this white line on here, it's gonna cover the bright layer behind it, and that means it's over. There'll be no glow effect. It just look funny. It look like something pretty, but it doesn't look glow. So you have to pay attention to the spacing of the layer to make sure that every layer is showing through. And that white, I'm trying to do the really fine detail on that white because I want all that layer behind it to show well. There is a hair right here. I'm trying to rip it up, but I don't want to.
Tweezers.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin my pigment.
Good day, Tanya. Good day.
Hello, Tanya. Okay, good. It's up now. Okay, continue. Okay, clear this. And then this too.
Hello, Jacka.
Who?
Well, I didn't know how to say the rest of it. It's jagged call.
Oh, let's see. Oh, jacket car.
How's the pigment doesn't smear when you put it on top coat?
When I put on top coat, my pressure are very light because if you're not putting light pressure, then you're gonna scratch your pigment. My brush that I'm using on the matted bottle are very soft. It's very safe. Now, if you use like if your bristle is black, be careful because a lot of black bristle are harsh. Make make in a like really cheap from China. It's really soft. I mean, it's really hard. It's like a toilet brush. So it's gonna scratch a brush easier versus something that are softer in a polished bottle will make sure that your brush are light and it don't make like harsh contact with the pigment so it doesn't scratch it. That's number one. Number two is when I go slow because I do allow time for the gel to adhere onto the surface. Because when you stroke it really fast, the gel doesn't have time to adhere on the surface, so you have to restock it many times, and that also can make your pigment bleed. Beside the application of the top coat, make sure that you use correct material. Make sure you use a good Indian pigment. Make sure you use a good base that adheres pigment, so your pigment doesn't come out neither. It's come from a combination of the top coat you use, how you apply your top coat, then it also get into how you apply a pigment and what kind of pigment you use also will determine how stable your pigment is and everything. But the most important is applying top coat. You have to make sure that you don't go over and over. Make sure that you take plenty of top coat. Don't take a little bit of top coat because when you take a little bit of top coat, you have to apply hard pressure. Like when I wiggle my gel, that's how you pretty much have to apply it. If you only have a tiny bit amount of top coat, that will ruin your pigment right away. So make sure you have quite a bit of top coat on, and you just glide over the surface like this. Now, back in the day, whenever I'm scared, I'm not scared anymore. But back in the day, I'm scared. Before when I apply top coat on, I don't want to work too much at the cuticle because when you work really detailed and meticulous at the cuticle, it also take a little bit of time, and it also take a little bit of like restroke here and there, and that could ruin things. So what I do is I just take top coat and I just coat it on as much as possible on the nail, but my cuticle and some of the detail on my side not necessarily get covered, but I don't care. I just want the surface to be nice and safe. After that coated on, Then I put on the second top coat. The second top coat, I can go over the cuticle and the sidewall wall well because it's already been protected. So I can go over it again meticulously. That's what I do in the beginning when I'm scared. But now I don't do that anymore because I'm not scared anymore. But if you're scared, you can do that too. You can try to top coat really fast. The third option is you can also apply 2 layers of top coat, but it's not 2 matte layer. The first layer is shine because shine top coat are very safe on pigment. It not really bleed your pigment at all. It's sometimes if you re-soaking it many times, even that you still can be safe with sanded. So sanded is more safer. So I apply sanded on the background, and then the second coat I apply matte. But I don't do that anymore because I'm not scared anymore. But in the beginning, when I'm scared, I do that. That is a cheat way that rather to be safe than sorry. So normally I would prefer have less layer than more layer. But sometimes more layer is safer for you than less layer. So it just depends on how confident you feel. All right, guys, this is it. This is our live for today. I hope you enjoy the live. You could have glow for Valentine's. I love how glow it is. Let me see.
It's beautiful.
That really cool how it's glow.
Very beautiful.
I got a little mark right here. I might erase it later.
So Tanya, are you guys not going on?
All right.
And I may just call Tanya.
All right, you guys. So I'm gonna get up now, and tomorrow I'll be back on. Yes, you want to learn this technique because a couple of people watching me who make video of this technique and they become famous of this technique. So make sure that you nail it down because it could change your page algorithm, which is a glow technique. 'Cause right now everyone love glow technique, and it's still at the point where not everyone can do it. Just somebody can do glow very well, and somebody is not really good at doing glow. That is pretty much a time when you want to tackle it. You don't want to tackle it at a time when everybody know how to do it, because then it'll be normal. Then you have to move on to something else impressive. But right now, glow is still pretty impressive because not a lot of people still know how to do glow good. Everyone can do glow, but not a lot of people know how to do glow good. So it is time to hone that skill. In about a few years, it'll run out very quick. About a few years, it might be very normal.
You mean normal? Everyone can do it?
Yeah, like everyone can nail it. Like a French tip. Like when I first started 10, 15 years ago, there's people that will pay money to learn how to do a French tip properly. But now they will laugh at you if you if you charge to teach them a French tip. They laugh at you. They're like, everyone can do a French tip, but not 15 years ago. 15 years ago, you have to have like a proper educator who come and will be like, now everybody, you will take this and you will apply it on the nails sloppily, and then this is a brush that we use to clean French line. This is acetone. You will dip this special brush into the acetone and you will clean the French line. And when they clean the French line, everybody gasps like, it was so messy a second ago, and now you can clean it. You're even allowed to clean it with acetone. You don't have to like start out perfectly. You can clean it. Oh, we didn't know you can clean it. Oh, that's amazing. Bravo, bravo. Now it's like I can whip out French in like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So it that's how trend go.
Yeah.
Just remember that something that are impressive now, make sure you learn and nail it down so you can make money off it. Because about 3 or 4 years later, it might become normalized. You still can make money then, but it's not like big money. You know what I mean? It's not power. Anything that everybody can do is not power. Power only comes when you can do something that everybody around you doesn't do it well.
Struggling with.
Struggle in it.
Yeah.
That will earn a little bit of privilege to your client.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go up now, and I will text WhatsApp when I'm on live again. All right, everybody. I will see you later. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye. Thank you for joining me today. And I need that organizer in my life. This one doesn't made it for me. This is a like a clothing rack you find at the store, and then you should
Plastic shelves.
you should put some plastic shell on. So he made it for me so I can drag it everywhere.
Drag it everywhere.
I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye, everyone. Have a good day.